Mic check, mic check, mic check. I don't know if my connection is going to be fast enough for this today. I have a slower internet connection right now. But hopefully it's all blessed. Hopefully it's all good. Have like a quick little session, quick little vibe ting afternoon. How's everybody feeling? What's everybody doing? Where's everybody from? Let me know where you at. Let me know where you at in the world. I always like to know where everybody's coming from. Shout out Jesse. Shout out Ice Cold. Shout out Trish. Shout out everybody. Shout out everybody. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to find some music right now. You know, YouTube always want to just copyright everything, but today I think I don't care. Today we're going to break the rules a little bit. Sometimes you got to break the rules, right? We got Miami, we got Florida, we got Ohio, we got Berlin. Oh man, we got Arizona. We got everybody in the building right now. We have a global vibes right now. Connected. I'm loving it. I'm in an empty space right now. This is gonna be like my new podcast space studio, but it's completely empty right now. So there's not really any vibes in here. I'm trying to find some plants. I'm trying to find some fabric, trying to find some vibes to bring in here. Make it real cozy for the podcast, you know, like a dedicated space. Really trying to elevate the podcast this year. Is there any podcast listeners in the house right now? Let me know if you tune into the podcast every week or daily or sometimes, whatever it may be. But I really want to elevate the podcast. So I decided to get a little space because it was really loud where I live. I probably should do a video of me vibing out this space, like a do-it-yourself vibe ting studio makeover, whatever we gonna call it. We call it something vibey. How do you make your space your own? That's a process, I find. First, I just kind of like spend a little bit of time in here, envision. You know, I go on Pinterest and I kind of look for other inspiration. And I just ask myself, what's the purpose of the space, right? So the purpose of this space is to work. So I don't really want to have any couches in here. I don't want to make it too comfortable where I'm going to relax. I want it to be a space where I come here, I feel clear to write, to work, and I just get right to it. But I'm feeling like I need some plants in here. I'm feeling like I need to do something on one of the walls over here, like a collage, some inspiration, some pictures. I'm also feeling like some fabrics. You know, outside is like lots of garden and plants and stuff. So I'm just trying to bring that vibes inside as well and just make it cozy. I find it takes time to make a cozy space, but you just gotta pay attention to what you like, you know? The colors, the vibes. Love from St. Lucia. Yeah, I don't believe I'm a minimalist, but this space will definitely be minimal. This place will definitely be just a place where I can come and write. House tour soon? Yeah, I'll do a tour of this place. I can't find any music right now. How do you raise your vibration? By feel good activities. You know, eating good, sleeping good, breathing good, right? A good breathing practice, right? Just focusing on things that allow you to be in a good vibration and an overall good state. Being vulnerable will raise your vibration, right? Releasing things that no longer serve you within yourself. And just like creating a vibe at home, like making sure you have a sanctuary, like your bedroom or wherever you hang out is a vibe, so you can renew yourself, right? Like renewal is very, very important part of the week. And just eat high vibrational foods. But I can't even tell you what high vibrational foods are. I believe everybody's body is so unique and so different. So for me, I always say pay attention to your rhythms, pay attention to what feels good for you when you're eating. What would you recommend? When can we get the book? Oh man, the book, that's going to be 3 years. That's going to be like a 3-year process. But I am working on a deck of affirmation cards right now. And the deck of affirmation cards, that should be in the next few months. But like the book, that's going to take like 3-4 years. That's going to be a process, especially since it being a brand new process. Start up the Discord you said you wanted to do. Yeah, the Discord is actually in the process of it right now. Like I said, though, the Discord is going to be part of a Patreon community. What do you pray about? I pray mainly about just having like gratitude and, guidance, and, pray for, deeper understandings if I'm not sure about something. If I'm reading something or I'm trying to fix a problem in my life, I normally ask for the wisdom if I pray, for the guidance. I don't pray for things too often, right? I did pray for like a new studio space though. And that prayer, that got answered in the same day, like exactly the same day, which was wild. But normally when I pray, it's just for like gratitude and thanks. And it's just to ground and humble myself and, come back to the center moment, because it's very easy to get ahead of ourselves, especially for myself. I do so many things. It can be very easy to get ahead of myself. So when I take 2 knees down to the ground and just pray, it just humbles me. It makes me realize like there's so much to appreciate, so much to be thankful for. And then double up with some meditation, double up with like a breathing practice, and then like a physical practice like Qigong. That's a whole sequence that will raise your vibration, like right there. Like my favorite sequence is to, do meditation, then Qigong and breath work and prayer all together, one after another. And that is guaranteed to like shift how you feel. That will probably take like an hour, but that hour will set you up for the next 23 hours of the day. Anybody got tea on them right now? Who's drinking what? I got Bengali spice. Bum, 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 bum. Pause Film says, Discord with no Patreon membership. Are you building a community or in it for the money? What a great jab that Pause Films is trying to take at me right now. So if you look at my record, I've been creating content for 10 years, not making $1, giving content out effortlessly, just because that's what I do, because I believe our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. So if I was in it for the money, I would not have been doing this 5 years ago, 7 years ago. You have to understand that. My podcast, I make no money from my podcast. I do a podcast 5 days a week. And it takes a large part of my day. Why do I do it? Because I love it and I love to connect with people. I've already built a community. The reason why the Discord group will be a part of Patreon is simply so the Discord group could be smaller, right? If I open up a Discord group for this completely public, there could be 20, 30, 40,000 people, 50,000 people in there, and it won't be able to have actual like conversation. So the whole point of having it on Patreon is because only a small percentage of people will go on Patreon. Right? So it will be a smaller group. I've already built a community. I have a phone number anybody can text me at, right? I have the podcast, the YouTube, and all my other platforms where people can connect with me, right? Ask Many People. I sit there text messaging people all the time. I have a text message service people talk to me on. So for you to say, is it for the money or community? I think you just bypass the fact that I put millions of pieces of content out on the internet just because, right? Drinking spicy chai. Ooh, thank you. Water. I love it. Lavender mint. Ooh, that's what's up. No tea, but giant green salad. Ooh, high vibrational salads. I want to get back on my salad game. I want to get back on my raw foods. I find raw foods to just be like, powerful. Powerful. Shout out to brother Cade. Shout out Cade. Bless up, Cade. Bless up. I'm feeling good. I'm good. You know, it's been a wild week. It's been a busy week, but I'm feeling very good. I'm just glad to connect. I'm really trying to like come up with some different kind of videos. Like I've been thinking of different sequences, and you know, a lot of times, like, you know, anybody that creates or artists or anybody out there, you know, you want to challenge yourself. And I find myself in a space right now where I want to challenge myself and come up with some new creations. A little bit, there's always roadblocks, right? Like I have a roadblock right now is that my computer's not the fastest. So anytime I try to do a video that has lots of edits, it's almost not sustainable because the computer just starts to crash. But once I get a new computer, then I want to evolve the edits a little bit. So my main focus lately, I've just been thinking about how do I want to evolve the content? I want to bring it to the next level where it's even more of an experience, you understand? But thank you, CAD, for that donation. CAD is always supporting, listening to the podcast, sharing it. I give thanks for everybody that shares the podcast because I barely share the podcast myself. It's all of you that share it. And that's the reason why it's been able to rise up and get with everybody. Buy the M1 MacBook. Yeah, I've been checking out the M1 MacBook. I was actually thinking about checking out the M1 Mini. Just because I've seen some people say they didn't quite like the M1 MacBook. But the M1 Mini I was thinking about getting. What was your main source of income before YouTube? I've always been making money from videos. So just video, period. It's crazy listening to you talk about improving your content. I'm just like that type of person. Like if I don't challenge myself and find new ways to express myself, I get bored with myself. You know what I'm saying? So like just for my own craftsmanship, it's very important for me to test myself. I'm going to be putting myself through some creative drills and like picking a location, picking a time duration, and just telling myself create something. And like having limitations, so you can only use this lens and this mic and see what I do. A lot of times those limitations and those boundaries will force you to create something new. So I'm in that space where I want to express myself in new ways, and I find if you want to do that, you just got to get right to it and challenge yourself, right? And that could be applied to so many different areas, not even just creative areas. It might help to think about your channel. Like if someone gave me all the resources in a TV show, what would I make, and take it from there on your own terms? Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Do you take cold showers? I've done the cold shower thing. I did that before, like a couple of weeks before, where you take a cold shower every day. I enjoyed it. It's powerful. But I'll be honest, I love my hot showers. So right now I'm definitely taking hot showers. But at times I find it's good to challenge yourself with the cold showers. Do you smoke weed? No, I do not smoke weed. I don't. I haven't smoked for like 8 years. How do you make such high quality videos? Well, you had to ask what is high quality, right? Before I said high quality was the production value. So it was like how good the quality was in the image. But now I think high quality videos is how people feel when they watch your videos, right? I used to think a video was only good if it had lots of edits. If you notice now, a lot of my videos don't have any editing in it, right? Very minimal. But I focus on more how do people feel after they watch a video. And to me, that determines if it's high quality or not, right? You could have a beautiful looking video, but if it doesn't move people, is it high quality? No. Y'all already know I always say it's better to be felt than seen. So I say high quality video starts with your energy. And then on top of that, then you apply the technical skills. You know, you can get yourself a 4K camera, a good mic. Of course, everybody can get those things with a little bit of finances. But I think the most important thing is who you are, your essence, your energy, right? That's where the quality is, because that's what people are going to feel. Look at people like Emma Chamberlain on YouTube. She has a massive audience, right? I wouldn't say her videos production wise are high quality. You know, it's just, you know, vlogging type of videos, the editings, whatever. She uses the same song all the time, but people love her personality. Do you drink alcohol? No, I'm not big on alcohol. You know, I have like a glass of wine on like special occasion or something like that. You know, why not? But I don't really like alcohol. I drink a lot of tea. Y'all know I drink a lot of tea. I love my tea, y'all. I love my tea, y'all. Also the Patreon's going to just have other things. The Patreon will be more built for a smaller knit community, right? There'll be the Discord, there'll be private Zoom sessions, right? So like where people can hop on Zoom, we can hop on Zoom together and have conversations, right? Things like that. Maybe like guided meditations on Zoom. I don't know. I'm gonna play around with it. But of course, you know, the YouTube, the podcast, all of that stays consistent as is, right? The Patreon is just for a smaller group, you know, just more community for the people that want it. Have you ever thought about looking and rating small YouTubers? No, like as a video idea. That could be interesting. I've actually thought about opening up a calendar where people can schedule a little bit of time with me, and I do give like some creative advice on channels, because I love helping people grow their brand or audience, because there was so many roadblocks and internal roadblocks that I had to get over that allowed me to be able to flourish. And I could see a lot of those same roadblocks inside of other people. And I love just to be able to give the information that I've gone through to help other people get to creating. So I've been thinking about like a creative consultation thing for certain people who may want it, just because I get a lot of emails about it and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing. Have you tried high range tea? It's naturally sweet and really beautiful. I have never tried that kind of tea, no, but that sounds like a beautiful tea. How much will the Patreon be? I don't know. Like Patreon, I had to go look into what it costs. I think, you know, you could do different tiers. So, you know, it's like $5 a month or something like that. 5 to 10. I'm not sure. We'll see. It's not live yet, right? This is just something I've been thinking about, right? I could have done it months ago, right? But I want to make sure I do it right. I want to make sure it's of great value and people get, you know, even more, you know, of that chill, of that vibe and the community they may be looking for. So we go and do it proper. We're going to make sure we do it right. You know, you already don't know everything going to be all right in hindsight. What is the three most important things you've learned in life so far? Well, it's the things I always say, right? I say our presence has purpose. Your presence has purpose. So I learned that one time when I was in a space in my life where I didn't have anything to show, like any credits to show. Like I was just in a space of uncertainty. I was just in a space where I just had nothing to show in life, but I was happy. You know, I had so much purpose in those moments. I was just waking up and I took a lot of pride in how I was eating and how I was sleeping and how I was enjoying myself throughout the day. And I was really nurturing my vibration. And I realized in those moments, because I came from recently before that, I was doing a lot of videos and traveling and doing cool things. And I thought that was purpose, but I realized your presence has purpose no matter where you are. You know, one of the other things that are important for me to learn was creativity for me is a means of survival, right? You know, for me, it's like my highest form of nutrition is in our expression. That's like one of the most important things I've learned. So it's like, I do all of this because it's food for me. It's food for the spirit. And then on top of that, for it to turn into a career and a means of living, that's the bonus, right? But I've been creating for 14 years nonstop. Do you understand? Like, just because it fuels me, it teaches me. I always say creating content is a spiritual journey. It's not just you making videos to be seen. You're actually making videos and making content to have a deeper relationship with yourself, to take the things you've gone through in life and transmute it into a piece of art, transmute it into words, to visuals, to sound, transmute it into something, right? Like, where does art come from? Art comes from the human experience. It comes from who we are, right? And every single one of us has a gift. And it's all about finding a way to use our hands to create the skill set to take that gift, to take those experiences and put it into something. And it doesn't have to be a career. It doesn't have to be a profession. It could be a hobby. A lot of the times your art, your creations, they're almost more fun when it is a hobby. You know what I'm saying? Because once it becomes a business, there's so many other layers around it. You know, that's why I always have to make sure I'm reminding myself that everything I am doing, I enjoy, right? Sometimes you could lose sight of that. But you have to realize that our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. Like, I just think everybody is so unique within themselves. I was talking to someone the other day and they were like, oh, what's your type? You know, we're talking about like relationships and thing. And they said, oh, my type is, you know, I like someone who's funny, and I like someone who's nice, and I like somebody who has a good sense of humor. And I'm like, man, that's like the basics. Of course, that's just like a human being. But to me, when someone asks me what my type is, I always say, I'm not sure. Because it's all about the unique energy. When I meet someone, there's just something about them that gets me. It's their unique essence. Like, someone being nice and having a good sense of humor and caring, like, to me, that's the basics. You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone doesn't have those things, then I don't even want you in my life. But to me, I always put emphasis and my focus on someone's uniqueness. Like, I remember one person I dated, they drove a BMW, a nice BMW truck, but she would still take the bus all the time just because she believed in sustainability. To me, that was like unique. You know, I liked it. I thought it was interesting. And it's just like little things like that, you understand? It's like the way somebody, you know, styles themselves for the day, and just the way that they express themselves in so many ways. I love uniqueness. I enjoy the less edits, brother, more movement. Yeah, so Jacob Calibro, you know what's very interesting? Because I spent so many years, you know, developing my editing skills, I believe I am a great editor. But now I realize, like, my best videos are when I'm not editing, because I don't even, like, when I'm talking, y'all, I don't know if y'all notice, but when I'm talking in my videos, I don't edit. Like, it's just like it's one take. And the reason why I do that is because I feel I create a better connection with all of you. Because I think, like, when you watch those videos where there's constantly someone's talking and then they edit it, and then, like, you know, it gets jittery because they're editing every gap. I don't know. To me, that feels like a video. But for me, when I express myself on camera, I like it to be one take, so I can really get to the point with you and have like a meaningful conversation. So it was really hard for me to like not edit because I'm so used to editing. But then I realized, oh, no, like, that is like a new natural flow of expression that, you know, we got good with, which I love. Why is it important to have goals in life, to actually want things and pursue desires when the present moment is really all we need? I think it's important to have goals, because why else do we have the ability to vision, right? Why else do we have the ability to have foresight into the future? I think it's beautiful that we can look into the future, but do things in the present moment to get us there. Now, I think it sucks when we worry about the future all the time, but that's like a gift to be able to vision and be like, what do I have to do in the present moment to get to this place in my mind where I see myself? And it's good to have goals, right? But regardless, when you have a goal and you meet that goal, the goalposts will move. So if you put all your value and happiness in that goal, well, I think you lose sight of what the meaning of it really is, right? It's truly about the process. Like when you are so fixated on the result, you don't care how you get there. You may lie, cheat, you may skip, you may make shortcuts to get there, but that's not where the fun is. You want to get to where you're going, honest, in a loving, in a way that is in true alignment for you, right? That's at least how I want to do it. I could have had a much bigger social media presence 5-6 years ago if I was doing other things, right? Me sitting down with a cup of tea and just talking about self-love, that's like not the most trending thing to do, but that's what I wanted to do. You understand? Where would you start if you wanted to make a motivational channel? Just start. Make a video. I think and more so where I would start is just living your best, right? Like your videos, your content should be an expression of your life, right? So not the other way around. So instead of saying, I want to motivate, like live a motivated life and allow the videos to be the documentary of what you are already living, right? But if you're not even motivating yourself or not putting yourself in the best space to be able to give value, then it's kind of not in alignment, right? For me to be able to do what I do, I have to take care of myself. As soon as I stop taking care of myself, I cannot show up with good energy for y'all like I do. So for me, like my videos are an expression of my energy, but I have to take care of my energy first. So I can't say, how do I want to inspire people? To be honest, I don't do that. I'm gonna tell you guys straight up, because someone asked me before, they're like, why do you like to inspire people? And I'm like, I don't wake up saying, how am I going to inspire people? I wake up saying, how do I want to express myself today? How do I want to release, right? What do I want to share today? And if somebody is inspired by that, then beautiful. But it's not my mission to inspire. It's just my mission is to live an authentic life, express myself. And I think through that, inspiration happens. It strikes. Now, I do believe the highest form of service is inspiration. But I think when you focus so hard on trying to inspire people, then you don't inspire people because it doesn't become authentic or natural. So I believe your content should be a reflection of who you are, of your life. So to start, if you want to make motivated, inspiring content, live a motivated, inspiring life. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. Have deep thought. Have great conversations with people, and then transmute that into your content. And then that will be real, and people will feel that. That will be like effortless. You know what I'm saying? I've been thinking I may start doing my live streams on Twitch just so I can play the music I want to play, because y'all know I love my music and I would love to play some songs right now, but I don't want YouTube to like copyright me. I like being on YouTube's good side. What is your advice for discipline? Discipline is freedom. If you want to learn how to discipline yourself, I'm going to close my eyes right now because it feels good. If you want to learn how to discipline yourself, start with food. The reason why I say start with food is because every single day we eat, right? At least 3 times a day. So you have opportunities throughout the whole day to discipline yourself, especially if you tell yourself you're going to eat healthy. So if you're going to cut sugars out, if you're going to cut the bad flours out, if you're going to cut all the foods that you know aren't good for you, every single day that's going to be a challenge and you have to discipline yourself. Me, I love chocolate, right? I love dark chocolate. Like dark chocolate is my thing. And there was a point where I was eating so much of it. Then I told myself I am only going to eat dark chocolate every time I make $1,000. Now at that time, I think in life I was making around like $3,000 to $5,000 a month or $4,000 a month, but I was a freelance videographer. So I wasn't making money every week. Sometimes I wouldn't make money for 3 weeks, right? So I would only eat a piece of chocolate every time I made $1,500. It was just like a little way to discipline myself, to even motivate myself to make sure I was on top of my game. But every time I went to the grocery store and I'd see that chocolate bar, I'd be like, I haven't made another $1,500, so I can't buy that chocolate bar. And then even with food, like the way I learned how to discipline myself was with food, just because you have the opportunity every single day. You know what I'm saying? I gave up like so many foods that I liked. I gave up. You know, I've gone on challenges where I only ate raw food for 2 weeks. I've gone on challenges where I didn't eat, you know, no processed foods for 6 months, a bunch of things. Because that discipline I find, and to me, it's not even solely just about the food. It's actually about the discipline, because that discipline will leak into other areas of your life. It's like for anybody that goes to the gym and they're consistent with it and they're disciplined with it, that discipline leaks into other areas of your life. Because you get up one morning, you don't want to go to the gym, but you still find the discipline and the courage to do it, right? Over time, you build that resistance and the strength within your spirit to do things that you don't want to do. But anytime you do something that you don't want to do, that you get the energy to do it, what happens? You feel a lot better for doing it. Like this morning, I did my workout. I work out 3-4 times a week now. And I really didn't want to. But I did it. After, I was like, oh yeah, I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. I feel better. You know what I'm saying? I feel real good. I miss when you'd look at the camera for a creepy amount of time while ASMR sipping tea. Bring it back. Yours truly. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. To be honest, I probably subconsciously stopped doing it because I was getting like really hateful comments about it in some of my other videos. Like people were screaming at me. Like people were actually screaming at the comments for me sipping my tea so loud. And I was like, yo, it was exactly when my channel was blowing up, and I wasn't used to my channel like blowing up like that. So of course there's tons of like loving, positive comments. But when people were just like screaming at me for sipping tea, they were like screaming like capital letters, like, wow, why would you do that? And I think like subconsciously I just like slowed down on it. But I love ASMR. I haven't fully committed to a full ASMR video yet, which that annoys me because I keep telling myself I'm going to. Like, don't we do that sometimes? Like, don't we tell ourselves we're going to do something and then we fall short? It's really disappointing. But what I try to do is apply some grace, you know, tell myself it's all right, but get to it. I really want to do some ASMR videos. Like, I love ASMR videos. But I don't want to do like whispering ASMR. I feel like my voice is kind of ASMR-ish already. I don't want to whisper. I just want to do soft-spoken ASMR. Man, I don't know. Like I'm telling y'all, like there were people who were really like, people were swearing at me. People were like screaming at me. Like some people were calling me disrespectful. They're like, you're rude. They're like, what? Did your parents not teach you any manners? I was like, what are y'all talking about? Like, that's how you really taste the tea. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give the tea your energy. You got to give the tea, like, you know, you got to give it some respect by a good slurp. What is Jah? Jah is God, you know. That's just the language I use to say God. So when I say powered by Jah, I mean, I'm saying we're powered by God. We're powered by, you know, Most High, you know, a higher energy, you know, creation, source. Your voice would be great for guided meditations. Yeah, I'm actually working on a guided meditation, even though I've said that for like the last 6 months, but it's true. I've been working on them. Bedtime story ASMR. I think that would be amazing. Yeah. I want to do some bedtime story ASMRs. You know what? The people who love the tea slurps, I believe, are like my true tribe. The people who like scream at me, they ain't, you know, they can unsubscribe, to be honest. Like, they can just unsubscribe, because I even said in my video, I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be me. I gotta do me 100%. Where do I buy my teacups from? To be honest, I just go to thrift shops. You can always find like a unique cup of tea at a thrift shop, you know? So just visit your local thrift shops. Not every time you're gonna find one, but I say 70% of the time I go to a thrift shop, I find a good cup of tea. A good slurp when it, especially when it hits the back of your throat. You know what I'm talking about? Mia J know the vibes. Mia J know the vibes. Yeah, they gotta go bye-bye. What tea are you drinking? I'm drinking Bengali Spice. It's actually just a tea bag, just because I don't have like my full tea supplies here. There's not even a sink in this place. You know, this is literally just a place I'm gonna come work. But I gotta vibe it out. Like, I need like plants hanging, and I want to. There's just so much I want to do. Did you find that when you decided to change slash grow, some people were upset? Yeah, when you change and you grow, it can be uncomfortable for others because now the version that they know you as is changing, and that's just uncomfortable for them. But you can't allow their uncomfort of your growth to stump your growth. You got to grow, right? They will catch up, right? They just don't know where you're going with your growth, and they shouldn't because they're not you. But regardless, your growth is going to benefit them as well, right? Because when you're tapping into your best version of yourself, becoming a better person, what happens? You illuminate your light. You know what I'm saying? You become an inspiration. People want to be around you because you have good energy. You know what I'm saying? Wow, geez, Tia, thank you so much to Tia. Wow, Tia just blessed me. I'm putting that right into my new computer fund. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tia, I appreciate you so much. Green tea or black tea? I like black tea more than black tea more than green tea, unless it's a Hojicha green tea. Now I love me some Hojicha green teas. How do you accept feeling empty? Never had love in a romantic way and it starts to get depressing. I feel like I can't speak from full experience because I don't quite feel empty that often or even alone. I think just because the way I grew up, spent a lot of time alone, you know, just always kind of felt guided and whatnot. But lately, you know, I've been wanting to have more connections. So I've got on the offense. I've been reaching out to people more. I've been asking people, hey, let's hang out. I've been, you know what I'm saying? I'm even in the place now. I'm like, yo, life is good. Things are blessed. Like, let me go out and like date a little bit again. You know, I've been talking to more women now, doing my thing, you know, and just like having fun with people, making more connections. So I just get on the offense and I just go and make connections. Oh, I need some more tea, to be honest, right now. Plants. Yes. In some Asian culture, it's rude to not slurp your tea or your tea slurp on. Wow, I didn't know that. It's actually rude to not slurp your tea in some Asian cultures. See, I knew the tea was like the tea ancestors flowing right through me. I knew that. I knew that. How do you build your reputation? I'm not quite sure if I understand that question. You know, I'm not sure. Tea recommendations, please. Well, I always recommend lemongrass and Lapsang Suhong tea. Lemongrass is like a great tea. Thank you so much, BC. Thank you so much, Bia. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the donation, for the cup of tea. I'm gonna call those donations cups of tea. So I just got more tea. Thank you for the tea. I appreciate you. I'm gonna take one sip for that, just because of that. Bless the tea ancestors. Yes. Can you do a video about money and budgeting? I don't feel like that's like, I don't, maybe in the future. Like I'm gonna be honest. I'm just getting better with my budgeting now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm definitely not the budgeting guru. But I'm definitely a lot better now. You know, my rule is like I don't buy anything if it's like more than 5% of all the money I have. You know what I'm saying? Like Like if I want to buy, I don't know what if I want to buy something, it's gotta be a small percentage of the sum of all the money I have. I like to have emergency funds. I like to know I'm good, so I'm not stressing every month. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you so much, Robert, for the bell. I'm gonna take another sip for that. Thank you, Robert Bell. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for the donations. Let's create a Heinz crypto. Yeah, actually, I know someone that wanted me to do a social coin. I'm interested in it, but I just don't think right now. I'd like to see the industry evolve a little bit more. I'm definitely going to move in that direction, though. I'm definitely interested in the whole creator economy of having your own social coin. That's something that really has my attention, or my interest at least. How do you constantly reinvent your artistic creativity and stay inspired? To be honest, it's hard. Right now, I feel like I'm in the space where I have to reinvent some things for myself so I can inspire myself. The tricky thing is trying to be consistent and reinvent the wheel is very difficult, right? Because on one point you want to stay consistent, especially if you're a content creator, especially if people expect for a new video to be there, a new podcast to be there. But at the same time, you want to make sure you're reinventing the wheel and you're pleasing yourself on an artistic level. So what I try to do is I try to just set goalposts and set time aside for experimentation. So I will continue to do what I know I can do, but on the side, I'm also working on other things and, experimenting, leaving room for experimentation always. And then once something clicks, boom, I throw that into like my process and get it out there. Like right now, my soul is just craving for like some new expressive type of ways, but there's limitations, like I said, right? Like my computer right now is a little bit of a limitation. It can't handle that much footage. But I believe this new studio space is going to help me get creative because I can have new angles. I can do more music stuff in here. But really, you just have to be persistent, and you have to know that like you may not make the best thing every single day, but as long as you're consistent, you're in motion to creating something dope. For me, I know I may not reinvent the wheel. Every 15 videos, I may reinvent the wheel, right? But I would rather continue to make those 15 videos than just stop making videos and then think about how I reinvent the wheel. For me, being in motion is most important. Having my energy in motion. Because in the past, I would be like, oh, I don't want to put out another video that looks the same as the last one. And next thing I would know, I would procrastinate and then I wouldn't upload a video for 5 or 6 months. If you go back and look at my YouTube, there's gaps on my YouTube where I didn't post for 6 months, right? Because what happened? Oh, I don't want to do another video like the one I did before. And the next thing you know, I procrastinated. And the next thing you know, boom, 3 months go by, 5 months go by, 6 months go by. I never want to do that again, to be honest. I don't like being in that space. So for me, I try to make sure I get 2 videos out every week. And boom, at the same time, I'm experimenting with different formulas, different processes to get some new expressive ideas out. But I don't allow that to stop me. How are you so comfortable doing live videos? Just because I've done a lot of live videos. I started doing live videos 2 years ago. At first, I wasn't comfortable. And then I used to do a lot of lives on TikTok. TikTok actually hosted me one time and did a live with me. And I had 50,000 people in that live stream. It was crazy. So it's just practice. Favor Okoth, how to respond when you are called gay as a man? How to respond when you are called gay as a man? To be honest, don't take it really with disrespect. Just because some people are gay, some people are straight. Just correct them and say what you are. I get that sometimes. Some people call me gay because I guess I'm very expressive. Like I can move my hands very smooth. Like I have an energy about me that may not be super like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I've had people call me gay as well. And it's like, at the same time, it's like, people can say whatever they want. Don't be offended. Just correct them and show respect. Like they're the ones being disrespectful by just assuming. And it's not an insult either, you know. Just say you're not. Oh, thank you so much, Wanderess. Any advice on how to build self-love and confidence? Yeah. For the confidence thing, to me, it's about kind of challenging yourself, right? Like where do you feel you're lacking confidence? Before, I felt like I was lacking confidence in speaking. So what I do, I started making videos, started to tap into speaking more, started to practice, started to get out and just express myself. Self-love is just a daily practice. It's in the incremental steps throughout the day. You can practice self-love while you're cooking. You can practice self-love through your conversations, right? It's all about having intention, just being present, right? And doing the work, you know, journaling, releasing your emotions, being vulnerable. Like there's so many things that attain to self-love. And the more self-love you build, the more confidence you naturally will have, because you are just confident in your energy and you want to share that. If we're not confident in our energy, then we may not feel confident to share who we truly are. So I say it's just in the incremental steps throughout the day, having more intention, having more fun. Like I remember I just started to have a lot of fun with the food I was making, with the music I was listening to, just the way I was living, you know, making my home into a sanctuary and just having a good vibe. And then over time, you just develop that love. It's a process, right? It's not the flick of a light switch. It's a process. I love the delicate hand movements. Ah, thank you. Yeah, you know, that's my form of expression. Any advice for young creators in Canada? Because honestly, the support in Canada be tough to get. Yeah, but the thing is, like, you may be located in Canada, like I am as well, but you're on the internet, right? The internet has no borders. So if you're online, it doesn't matter. You could reach somebody in Brazil, you can reach somebody in Australia. Like my audience, my Canada is not my biggest audience. You know, my biggest audience is around the world, right? There's no borders online. You know, if you're looking for support like locally, yeah, you know, a lot of times you will be slept on by your own city or by your own surroundings, but you can't allow that to discourage you. You just got to keep pushing, you know, just create. You know, over time people will catch on to what you're doing and they'll support and they'll love it, you know. I'd love to share Qigong in my daily routine. Would you share some resources for tutorials, maybe the ones you use to get started? Yeah, I'll share my favorite Qigong video. It's like the easiest one. It's the best one I found. Let me find it right now, and I'm going to put it in the link in the chat box. So this is my favorite Qigong video right there. I'll pin it to the top so it's there for anybody that likes it. I like to follow that Qigong video. Oh, thank you so much, Yane Alonzo. Thank you so much for the tea. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody blessing me with the tea. It keeps me going, keeps the energy going, and keeps the live stream going too. It's like an energy boost. Oh, that's great. I'm happy to hear that, Andrea. I don't even think the American-Canadian border is open, to be honest, Danica. I don't think they're allowing Canadians and Americans to drive across the border unless it's business. What's the most magical place you've been to in the world? Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Jamaica to me is like, it's just the best vibes all around. That's where I feel good. That's where I feel best. What time is it? 3:30? I got a little bit more time. I got a little bit more time. What is your favorite time of the day to meditate? I normally meditate in the morning, sometimes at night, or really whenever I feel is needed. But I think I kind of do it more in the morning. What are your favorite hobbies? Man, I don't really have many hobbies outside of what I do. Like my favorite hobbies is kind of creating content. I'm gonna get into kayaking. That'll be like a new hobby. What else do I like? I like doing nothing. That's like a hobby of mine. I'm not even lying. Just like doing nothing, laying on the couch is like one of my favorite hobbies. Just because I do so much, sometimes I just like to do nothing. You know, it's kind of why I wanted to get a studio. So like when I'm at home, I can just be at home. I'm still gonna do my videos in my kitchen because that's like my favorite place to talk. But like I wanted to have a lot of my equipment in the studio. So when I'm at home, I know I'm just resting. And when I'm here, I know I'm creating. I know I'm working or doing whatever. I used to post instrumentals and meditations, mental art. Knowing how you create your music inspires me to keep at it again. Oh man, that'd be amazing. Yeah, Lily. Yeah, Lily Annie, you should definitely do that. Meditation music. Oof. That's the only thing that's slowing me down right now is I'm just trying to make the music for the guided meditations, trying to get it right, trying to get it to where I want it. Do you play any instruments? No, I wish. I just make music like digitally with like drum pads and like software. But it's my goal to play an instrument. It's actually one of my biggest disappointments in life is the fact that I don't know how to play an instrument. I really wish I learned how to play an instrument growing up. Because to me, that's just like knowing another language, a universal language too, right? Like when music hits, you feel no pain, and it doesn't matter what language you speak. Um, Anybody can vibrate to a melody, to a vibration, to a tune, and music will do that for you, you know. And it's very meditative as well. So I love how I can still make music, like, you know, through technology, but definitely just being in that meditative space, playing an instrument would be next level. But I know, you know, it's never too late to do anything. You know, you can learn an instrument at any age. You could be 50 years old and pick up the guitar. So it's never too late. It's important to know that. I really want to know how to play the marimbas. You know, I really want to know how to play the marimbas. I love marimbas. I love like the percussion sounds. I love it. Love it. The energy sled, baby. What helps you stay in the present moment? Gratitude and not going on my phone all the time, you know, and having direction for my day, knowing knowing what I'm going to do for the day. It's pretty important for me to have structure so I could be free within that structure, right? A guitar player. Oh, shout out to Aisha. See, I'm already instantly jealous of Asia that you can play the guitar. You can do it, but don't stress it. I feel like I do have to stress it a bit because that's something I've definitely procrastinated. Like I've been procrastinating that for like 10 years. I could have started 10 years ago and been amazing at it. Kalimba, yeah, I love kalimbas. I love kalimbas. I love kalimbas. How far is your creative space from your home? It's only 10 minutes. It's only 10 minutes, which is really good, which is really good. learn a little at a time. I feel like the consistency is really important because lots of times I've gone into learning about music theory, and then I stop for a few months and then I forget everything. So I definitely know for me, it's gotta be like an every week thing. It's gotta be like an every week thing. How long have I been growing my hair? Like 6, 7 years. 6, 7 years. Interesting thing is, I feel like, times where you feel mentally, emotionally, and physically blocked, to me, that's like wrestling with the mind. And I always believe clarity only comes after you've been wrestling with yourself, right? Like a breakthrough comes after you've been in a state of wrestling yourself. For me, it's always about coming back to the root, coming back to just my day to day, stop trying to look at the bigger picture, stop trying to like analyze everything in my life and just ask myself, what can I do right now today in this moment to make myself feel better? Usually this starts with like having a good meal. And then whatever from there, allow the day to evolve. And then over time, through these incremental steps, you notice you start to transform spiritually, mentally, physically. Ask yourself today, what can I do for my body? Far too often we look at everything we have to do at one time and it's overwhelming. Then we do nothing and then we don't make any progression. We don't go anywhere. So I just try to simplify my growth. I don't try to think about, all the money I have to make and the responsibilities I have and the body goals I have and the relation. Like I just try to focus on one thing. Like what can I do right now in this moment? Right now in this moment, all I could do right now is go on live stream. I have so much to do in the next 48 hours, but I can't think about that right now. Right now, I'm just live streaming. Once I'm done live streaming, I'll get to my next task. Mm. When will you begin to upload long form podcasts? I have some in the works, but the thing is, I haven't done the long forms yet because I don't want to add another format that I'm not going to be able to stay on top of it sustainably. So right now we're working on ways, trying to figure out the best way to monetize the podcast a little bit so I can apply more energy over there and time. But it's hard because I don't want there to be any ads on those small podcasts. So I have some guests lined up for the podcast for a long form. I have some single formats I want to line up, but the thing is, it takes a lot of time, right? So me doing a short form daily I think the short form daily podcasts, 5 a week, are more of value than one long one a week because I've done multiple polls and everyone has said they love the short ones. But I'm going to do the long ones. But right now, it's just the podcast takes me like 20 hours a week to do, sometimes even more just in like thinking, right? So that's 20 hours. I just do. That's just 20 hours, right? You know, I don't get paid to do that. I just do it because I love it. And for me to add a long form podcast, that's probably about another 10 hours, you know, probably 10 hours to do a really good long podcast, with the production, you know, having the formats and everything like that. So soon it's going to happen, but you know, I have like a small team with me. We're working on ways to how to make it more realistic to get the long forms in there. Most likely I'll probably, for the long forms, I'll have to get some sponsors for those long forms so I can apply my energy, right? That's just what it comes down to sometimes, you know, so things are sustainable. I've been doing my podcast for a year now, and probably definitely spent over 1,500 hours on it, just because I love it, you know. And I find it's just of so much value. And it's really beautiful because like the podcast is like, it's like all ages and demographics listen to it. You know, I have 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds that message me. You know, I have people who are in their 40s, 50s that message me, people in their 20s and 30s that message me. I have men and women message me. I have black people, white people, Chinese people, Indian people, native people, like of all. It's just like, it's just an amazing thing. So to me, like, you know, don't, you know, something that's working so well, you know, just continue to do it. While he was answering my question, I realized I was blocked, so not fair that my voice was not heard. I don't think I don't think I know what that meant. Oh, Queen Leah. Yeah, Queen Leah, I definitely answered your question. Um, the only reason why I muted you was because everybody was getting very upset with the spamming of it, right? So I muted you, but then I answered your question. But now you are doing the same thing again. But I definitely answered the question. But unfortunately, it's just like we can't have the spamming of the same comments. You know, a lot of people have questions, and it's physically impossible to get to every question, right? And if I just address the ones where people are spamming, then that becomes a habit. So people will always spam for me to answer something, and that's simply not the best way, right? We have to have respect on both sides. But I did answer your question to the best of my ability. Hopefully you can scroll back a little bit. And I feel like a lot of the content I've put out addressed that question. But truly, I think, you know, you got to take a moment, and I know you probably have like a lot of emotions and the anxiety is running high from how you're feeling. But like I said, you have to simplify and ask yourself what you can do in this moment today, just right now, to feel a little bit better, and stop focusing on the grand picture, the bigger picture, and just focus on the small picture right in front of you, right? You can only take one breath at a time. You can only have one thought at a time. You only can do one thing at a time. So simplify. Thank you so much, Yolanda Henry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yolanda. Have you been toxic to another person in some time in your life? Yeah, I believe everybody's going to be the bad guy in someone's story at some point, right? That's just how it is. Everybody plays the bad guy at some point in somebody's life, in somebody's story. It's just how things go. You know what I'm saying? How do you manage creating so much content for all the platforms? It's very hard, but I'll be honest, I'm not doing it right now. I haven't created content on TikTok for 2 months, and that really makes me sad. So I'm still, it takes like intense like resilience to be able to create on every platform. My goal is to consistently post on every single platform. TikTok, YouTube, podcast, Instagram. That's my goal. And I hope to be there by summer. So my goal is to come back to TikTok this week, but it takes a little bit of planning. It takes a lot of improv. It takes a lot of just, natural expression and, being fast, being quick. But it takes time to do that. And the thing is, just because I create content on every platform, I learned how to narrow my creation for those platforms. So I know what will work on Instagram. I know what will work on TikTok or what I want to do on those platforms. YouTube, still playing around. There's a lot of experimentation I want to do on YouTube still. So it just takes time. I got like 5 minutes left. I'm kind of hungry. I definitely should eat. Tips for a 16-year-old getting into photography. Yeah, an amazing time at 16 to be able to get into photography. That's an opportunity. That's a blessing. I would say there's so much information there on YouTube. So just dive in and have fun, and anything you want to know, literally all you have to do is go on YouTube and type in how to do this, and there's a video for it. Like, I wish when I was starting out what I was doing, I had that type of information, but I don't. So you have the world at your fingertips. Have fun with it, and over time you will develop your style. But most importantly, just have fun with it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just express yourself. What am I going to cook? I have no idea. Actually, I got to go grocery shopping. But right now I'm eating pumpkin seeds. Very good. Yeah, I only have a couple minutes, so I'm going to close up because my belly is just so hungry right now. I can't even think straight anymore. I'm gonna let the music play. I'll answer a couple more questions, but I'm gonna slowly transition. Today was gonna be quick anyways. I got a lot of stuff to do still. Yeah, these are roasted pumpkin seeds with lime and some spices. These pumpkin seeds just put me on chill mode. These are so good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you also everybody who sent me a cup of tea. I truly appreciate that. Truly appreciate the love.